I'm 30 and I'm on track to soft retire by 40, but here are some expensive things that I regret spending my money on. Number one, a car on finance. Yes, I made that mistake. I had got a job that required me driving down over an hour and a half a day, so I convinced myself that I needed the perfect car to do that. Now, I was somewhat sensible. I didn't go out and get a Mercedes or an Audi like I wanted. I went out and got a Vauxhall Corsa. It cost me 20 grand brand new, but I got it on lease, so I put down a lump sum deposit, and then there was a balloon payment due at the end, which I was very much going to pay. I then realised that every month I was paying for this car that I didn't actually own, and that I had to give 10 grand at the end in order to own it. And it was a lovely car, it was very convenient, don't get me wrong, but I just didn't drive enough, and I didn't stay in that job long enough in order to get its use. So when it came to the end of the term, I actually sold the car and then paid off the balance, because I sold the car more for then just handing it back to the dealer. But if anyone ever asks me, never get a car on finance. Go and get a cheap thing to run. It gets you from A to B. 2, expensive designer goods that are either really poor quality or trendy. The amount of designer things that I have bought, which I end up not liking anymore very soon after. Dread to think how much money I've spent over the years. That's not to say that I don't buy designer, but I buy very intentionally now, and I buy pieces that I'm going to wear forever. This one's really embarrassing, but I bought some artwork and it cost me like 2 grand, and it was horrendous. At the time, I loved them, but I don't know who I thought I was. I didn't even own a house at that point. I was renting a spare room. I convinced my friend who I was living with and renting the room off of that this artwork would look great. It was multicolour. It was a print of Audrey Hepburn, and the other one was of Marilyn Monroe. I had no taste, no sauce. I like to think I've grown a lot since then. But that was a lot of money for me back then, and it was a big complete waste. So what are some expensive things that you've regretted spending your money on? Let me know.